Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is Horror Trans. I am Stephanie Bree, a transgender woman, and I talk about all things horror. And this is horror icon Chucky, also known as Charles Lee Ray. You know, the killer doll with the red hair. So, Chucky is a byproduct of the late 80s. The consumer capitalist culture of the time, response to the Cabbage Patch doll craze, and so on and so forth. Kids being brainwashed by 30-minute cartoons, being told that you will not be able to enjoy life if you do not have this toy in your life. Your heart is empty and you will rot in hell if this toy isn't in your life. The message marketers were damn good at peddling back in the 80s. Before FCC stepped in and said, maybe we shouldn't be targeting kids after all, But that's neither here nor there. We're here to talk about Chucky, not the Child's Play franchise, or the Chucky franchise, which is weird because only 3 of the movies in the franchise are called Chucky. Well, 4 if you count the remake, which I'm not going to talk about the remake today. And I'm not talking about the TV series because I don't know where it fits in the canon and I haven't seen the TV series yet. So I can't talk about it. So, Charles Lee Ray is a serial killer who gets wounded by the police and is dying in a police chase. And as a result of his near death, he uses a voodoo ritual to transfer his soul from his dying body into the body of a doll. And from there, he goes on a killing spree as the doll. So the first 3 movies of the franchise are called Child's Play 1, 2, and 3. He is basically trying his hardest to get out of the doll and get back into a human body. To which he fails repeatedly. Starting with Bride of Chucky on, he embraces the doll life and decides there's something to being immortal. So, Chucky is sort of a cross between... It's like if Freddy Krueger and Jason Voorhees had a baby. That's what Chucky is. He's got the one-liners and the attitude and the supposedly comedy aspirations like Freddy Krueger. But as a killer, he's like Jason. He's just methodical and relentless. He just kills for the fucking fun of it. He has no motivation. His motivation is he just loves killing because he gets shits and giggles out of it. So, Chucky, to that end, is kind of interesting in that, he starts out human and becomes immortal. But he's one that, for a while, wants to get his humanity back until he realizes, oh shit, as a human, I could die, and as a doll, I get to live forever. So then he kind of, sort of gets a god complex as a result of that. Which we see play out in the later films. Chucky is kind of abusive to his wife. He's kind of an asshole to her. But she also kind of welcomes it as well as dishes it out herself. Gives it back to him. So their relationship is give and take, but it's a lot of, him hating her hating him. Back and forth. Which is not for me. But that's neither here nor there. Unlike Friday the 13th and A Nightmare on Elm Street, Child's Play, or Chucky, has never really been caught up in legal limbo. So we get a lot of Chucky content. A lot more Chucky content than we get Jason and Freddy Krueger content. Because they can. And it continues to sell. I won't say we get a terrible ton of character development in regards to Chucky, but he does evolve as a character throughout the movies and, changes as a result. However, unlike the other two, Freddy Krueger, a guy in makeup, Jason, a stuntman in a mask, Chucky is a combination of animatronics and a little person in a suit. More animatronic, and then some CGI as time goes on. But he's, a little guy. He's a doll. Now, if you're wondering what doll is he based on, no, it's not the Cabbage Patch, actually. It's My Buddy, which came out around the same time as this, just before this movie, actually. So, you can look up My Buddy on the internet if you're curious what Chucky's based on. But also kind of loosely inspired by the Cabbage Patch doll craze of the early 80s. I'll have to do a video on that on my other channel one of these days. Because I got comments on Cabbage Patch dolls that some people aren't going to agree with. So, that is my nature. That being said, Chucky is still entertaining for the most part. He is diabolical for the most part. He's sadistic for the most part. And he is kind of interesting. Yeah, he's an interesting character. And he's hella iconic. I mean, everybody knows Chucky. So his movies have had an impact on horror. Absolutely, for sure. So yeah, there you go. Chucky, horror icon.